Islanders, go ahead and block off the next 10 or 15 minutes. We are setting an island time record with most number of cruise news stories shared in one show. That's how active the industry is today. The first story we're sharing is very disturbing. A cruise passenger on board a Royal Caribbean ship set up a video camera in a bathroom near a water feature, and over 150 guests, adults and children, used that facility and were recorded using the facility. They were recorded changing. The FBI is now involved. We will share that story with you on the show today. We're also sharing news from Royal Caribbean as their new icon of the seas is set for a major milestone. Something we have never seen before is about to take place next month. We're also sharing news from Carnival Cruise Line as there was a medical evacuation for a passenger for swallowing a foreign substance, a foreign item. Wait until you hear that story. And the world's busiest cruise port is about to get busier as Princess Cruises announces they're about to sail from Port Canaveral. We've got all that, and just wait. Norwegian's Giving Joy competition is underway for the top teachers in America, and one of our fellow islanders is already in the top 20. We all need some time in the islands. Let's go there now on Island Time. A big happy Tuesday to all you islanders. We hope you're having a great day. We are on Island Time. I am Derek. Let's all drop our anchors and take some time to relax in the islands together. Do you like staying up to date with the latest in cruise news, cruise happenings, cruise events, big events, tours, all of it? If so, make sure you are subscribed to this channel. More importantly, to this community. Ring that bell to receive notifications when we upload content. Let me first apologize for my voice. Many of you know that I coach baseball, and over the weekend we had a big tournament. I'm yelling at those kiddos to come on, come see me at third, come on, go home, get down, slide, slide, slide. So it is a little bit shot today, but we're going to get through the show together. We have so much to share. And first things first. How about this? Norwegian's Giving Joy competition opened yesterday. They shared they are recognizing the top 20 teachers in America, and so far we have a top 20 candidate. Michelle Hebert is in the top 20. Fellow Islander Usnavi. Many of you know Michelle as she joins every single Sunday night. Of course, Lito Tito is her husband, Mike. They live in South Louisiana. Michelle has taught in South Louisiana for many years, and she is in the top 20. You can vote for her. It just takes a minute, literally. First name, last name, email address. Norwegian sends you an email to make sure it's a real email address. You click the confirmation, you have voted for her. Let's give this fellow Islander and this teacher a 7-day cruise for free. No expenses, pay the airfare. Norwegian pays the airfare, the hotel, the cruise, the gratuities, everything. Let's honor her with that. Go ahead and vote. When you've done so, comment below. You can vote one time per email address. If you have multiple, you can do multiple. Let's get into the cruise news. There's a lot going on, and some of this is disturbing. This next story I wanted to share with you yesterday, but we did not have all the details we needed to make sure that we covered this story the way it needs to be covered. This is true. This is reporting. The FBI is on this. They have released a lot. You'll see that as we get into this story. Again, very disturbing here. A cruise passenger on board Royal Caribbean's Harmony of the Seas placed a Wi-Fi enabled camera in the bathroom on the third day of a cruise. This camera was discovered on May the 1st, and it was in a gender neutral and all gender restroom, kind of like the family type of restroom. There was one toilet. There's no stall, so it's just a room. It's just a room with a toilet and a sink, and that's it. This restroom was close to the surf simulator, right? Where people go in, they change into their swimsuits, or they change out of their swimsuits, or they use the bathroom while they're doing all of these activities. It's a very public restroom, and it's heavily used. And this cruise passenger placed a camera here to record people while they went to the restroom, while they changed into and out of clothes. The FBI has shared over 150 people, adults and children both, have been recorded in this. A passenger noticed this camera. They reported it to Royal Caribbean Security, and kudos goes out to Royal Caribbean Security for their actions, their quick actions and determination to find who did this belong to. Royal Caribbean Security took the camera, and they started to go through, of course, the contents that are on the SD card, and the first images, the first pictures and recording is the suspect, the person that they believe is responsible. They approached that man. Could you imagine that? Approaching that man, saying, hey, here's what we found. Is this yours? And the man actually said, yes, it is mine. Yes, I did it. I did it. And Royal Caribbean took the action that they needed to. Before you know it, it's shout out to Royal Caribbean because the man was arrested. He was taken into custody when the Harmony of the Seas reached Puerto Rico on May the 3rd, earlier in the week. The man was arrested when the Harmony of the Seas reached Puerto Rico on May the 3rd. He was charged with video voyeurism and attempted possession of child exploitation material. The FBI is involved. Their field office in Puerto Rico is working this case. CNN has reported this at a hearing yesterday. May the 8th, the suspect was released to his wife as a third-party custodian in order to post a $25,000 bond with conditions, including that he is not to have unsupervised contact with minors, including his own children, and he's not to have internet access. He lost his passport, and there are several other things that were part of this bond. The agency has asked, the FBI has asked passengers, and this is even just hard to comprehend, but the FBI has asked any passengers who are on this sailing, this Harmony of the Seas sailing, who used the bathroom on April 30th or May 1st to complete an online form. I will post the link to that online form. It's an FBI online form as they try to acquire some of this information that is needed. It's an unbelievable story. It's a sad story. It's despicable. And if this man is, if the evidence is there and he's found guilty, it's punishable for sure. It just reminds us all, no matter where we're at home, on a cruise, we've got to be aware of our surroundings. Make sure you are aware of your surroundings, especially when you travel, when you're on the cruise ship, when you're in the port. Make sure you're looking around. Crazy stuff that you'd never think would happen, like a video camera in a bathroom, maybe in front of your face, and you may not even know it. We'll keep you updated on this story. It is one that is tough to report, but we have to. It's dominating the cruise news today. Let's move on to some more positive news from Royal Caribbean. As the Icon of the Seas continues construction milestone after milestone, the ship looks great. In January, of course, she was rolled out. She touched water for the first time. And now everyone's been asking, when are the sea trials? When are we going to get to see this ship in action as she leaves the construction yard and she goes out to sea to test all kinds of different things? And Royal Caribbean now has provided a date for us, and it's soon. Royal Caribbean and the shipyard is sharing that next month, the month of June, the Icon of the Seas will begin sea trials. How exciting is that? The shipyard shared this. Icon is scheduled to start her sea trials in mid-June. Sea trials are one of the most important milestones on a ship's road to completion. The construction of the ship is progressing at a good pace, and preparations for her sea trials have already started. There is a lot to test on board the Icon of the Seas. She's the most technologically advanced ship ever. She's got bigger systems than ever. The ship's propulsion system has more to move than ever. They have to provide more electricity. I mean, it's unbelievable what's going to be tested. We don't know the exact date yet of testing. We don't know how long sea trials will stay, and it is a possibility that multiple sea trials will have to take place. As tests take place, the ship will return to the shipyard, and adjustments on different things may have to be made. Some of the things that are set to be tested is engine efficiency, braking, turning, navigation, propulsion, vibration, noise, safety systems, passenger movements on board the ship, things like that. It's going to be interesting to see the ship roll out, head out to sea trials. It's going to be interesting to see what results come from those sea trials, how many adjustments have to be made. Of course, she is getting ready to set sail. Once these sea trials are done, there's not much work left. There's some interior finalizing work and preparations and hanging art and some paint work inside, but there is not much, and she is set to sail from Miami January the 27th of 2024. So many of you are excited. You are booked on her. We are excited as well. We're going to keep you posted on these sea trials as they come about in the next month. Listen to this story from Carnival Cruise Line. a crazy story here, and I've tried to make sense of maybe how this happened. You can share your thoughts, of course, in the comment section below. This incident happened May the 6th, just a couple of days ago. The Carnival Dream was leaving Galveston. It's only really had been at sea for 2 or 3 hours. The cruise had just started when there was a report of a man who swallowed a battery and needed medical attention. He went to the medical unit where they can, of course, provide medical attention for many different things. They couldn't for this. It was quickly realized that this man needed to be lifted by a Coast Guard helicopter. He needed to be rescued and taken ashore at 7:22 p.m. on Saturday, just hours after the ship left. The Coast Guard helped this man by rescuing him off the Carnival Dream, taking him in to be seen. When I first saw this story, for some reason, I thought maybe it was a kiddo, right? It was someone younger, maybe playing around. They had a battery in their mouth. They accidentally swallowed the battery, and that was not it at all. The passenger is an 86-year-old man who somehow swallowed this battery. He had side effects even from swallowing the battery. We don't know exactly what those side effects were, but I started to think about how did this happen. You know, when I think of battery, I think of a AA or AAA battery, right? And that wasn't necessarily what it was. We don't know what the battery type was. We don't know the details around this situation. We just know that the man swallowed a battery, and it could have been like a battery from a watch, a smaller, coin-shaped battery. It could have been a battery from a hearing aid. It could have been something small that the man mistaken for a pill that maybe he was supposed to take. We don't know the details, but I did want to share the story with you. It's very odd for something like this to take place, but we find comfort in that Carnival and cruise lines are able to respond accordingly, and the Coast Guard, of course, is able to respond when help is needed. Let's share this. Margaritaville at sea. She's going on vacation. This is an interesting story. As Margaritaville at sea, they have one cruise ship, right? She's an older cruise ship. She's bounced around from brand to brand. She was originally a Costa cruise ship. But Margaritaville at Sea has taken some criticism the last several months as people have recorded conditions on board the ship. Ripped carpets and stains on bedding or curtains, loungers that were broken. You've probably seen some of the content that's like, look at this cruise ship, it needs some help. She's only a year old and she received some TLC before she entered service as Margaritaville at Sea. But now she's receiving some more TLC and maybe even some new venues. Listen to this for Margaritaville at Sea. The Paradise will be on vacation from May the 21st to June the 1st, about 10 days for this TLC, for this beautification to take place. And Margaritaville at Sea is even saying there are some new things they're going to unveil. Listen to this. On June the 2nd, we look forward to showing you our revamped spaces, dining, entertainment, and more, their cruise line shared. As a result of this beautification, 5 sailings have been canceled, and those people, of course, have been notified already. They've received refunds, or they could rebook the Margaritaville at Sea when she comes back. She's just a year old, as I mentioned, and it's interesting to me that some of these beautifications and these upgrades did not take place before she entered service a year ago. It makes me wonder, did they think this concept would work? Did they think that the Margaritaville brand would be successful? Did they invest some money and they were going to see, do people like this? Are they cruising with us? And if so, then we will invest some more money in the cruise ship. It's just odd that 1 year ago they did this and now here they are again. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Why do you think after 1 year they are now investing more money in the ship? Is it because of what I said or maybe something else? Let us know what you think. And let's talk about this. The world's busiest cruise port, which forever was Miami, it's now Port Canaveral, is about to get even busier as Princess Cruises announces that they too are going to sail from Port Canaveral in 2024. The Caribbean Princess is going to cruise from Terminal 6 in November of 2024. She was built in 2004. She's just over 112,000 gross tons. They are excited, of course, Port Canaveral to welcome this cruise ship, and Princess Cruises is excited as well. They shared this. It's certainly no surprise why Princess is here at Port Canaveral. My only wish is we were here sooner. And that's, of course, from Princess Cruise Line. Excited to sail from the world's busiest cruise port as they continue to grow, they continue to evolve. Cruise lines across the industry are investing in Port Canaveral. MSC, of course, bringing the Seaside there. Carnival moving the Vista to Port Canaveral. Of course, the Mardi Gras is there. Royal Caribbean does the same thing, investing in the port. It's great to see, and those folks in Miami, they want to be #1. They have been #1 traditionally, but they're not right now. Islanders, that's a ton of cruise news. It really is. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, take just a second. Give us that thumbs up. That will put this cruise news in front of other people who love cruising but have no clue that we're out there. Please, again, take some time, just 2 minutes, to vote for Michelle and help her win that free cruise and be honored and recognized as Norwegian Cruise Line's top 20 teacher in America. We look forward to your comments on all of these cruise news stories in the comment section below. We'll see you over on Facebook and, of course, tomorrow right here on Island Time.